Hey, good morning or afternoon. Today it's my lead. I, decided to talk about something since David didn't get to read the paper, and I decided that I read it today since I went by my mom's and got it. And we'll talk about a couple of, I consider it bipolar for some strange reason. I think we talked about last week a little bit about Mr. Husted. And then, of course, now we'll quote Mr. Husted. Even UD's move will help grow jobs.
Oh, really?
Yes. I would love to know how much an acre was that. They paid, what, $18 million for 105 acres plus a huge building? That's the greatest buy ever. And taking it off the tax rolls. But I feel like sometimes that they're talking directly towards us sometimes. But I know
you and me? They don't care about you.
I know, but it says critics might believe the attractive property could have lured another major company, bringing big bucks and new jobs. But the building is so big, and the private economy, all we have is a public economy now, right? We are communists. The public economy is so weak, and the competition for bigger employers so intense that the view is detached from reality. Sometimes I feel like I feel like my view is detached from everyone else's reality.
We're not real.
Exactly. And then it talks about it's an interesting little opinion. Ohio Senator John Husted.
UD graduate. Football star.
And, yes. And didn't he ride on the NCR plane to the...
to the Rose Bowl.
For the purchase, the bigger, more influential university and research institute might be as valuable to Dayton as a Fortune 500 company.
Really?
Well, as they say...
Fortune 500 companies aren't worth much these days,
blind squirrel can find an acorn.
But
another canonization of Mr. Husted.
Well, realistically, it's probably more valuable than Fortune 500 companies because Fortune 500 companies don't have any interest in hiring people right now. And the government does like to give out tax dollars to their favorite earmarks.
But they did speak some truth in there. As much as Daytonians liked it, NCR, but they had left years ago. They stopped talking to political leaders and ultimately blew out of town completely. Well, if the Dayton paper is finally admitting this, then where was the Chamber of Commerce? Where was any discussion about NCR?
Where were the shareholders and stakeholders of NCR?
Well, we can talk about a solution. My solution would be to get a bunch of Dayton people that still have money to invest in companies that are in Dayton to try to get them on the boards. Well,
why don't we have a private stock market?
You could never get on the board because what iceberg just glide to the next boardroom. This is an article which we talk about.
This is in the New York Times.
New York Times, Gretchen Morgensen,
yeah.
Which talks about board members that were on boards where the company's totally screwed up, went south, and the screw up move up. They moved to different boards.
It's
all the same game. Study Dayton, study the world.
There are some jobs that just can't be beat. Being CEO of a Fortune 500 company, you can screw up all you want and still walk out with $125 million.
Do you really think Bill Nudie, look at this guy, do you really think Bill Nudie's going to know what to do? Look at that guy. He's got to be an idiot.
You want to hear something interesting is, I learn a lot from the searches that come to my site, and apparently Mr. Nudie, a lot of people keep searching on Bill Nudie divorce. Don't know. Just thought I'd let you know.
Well, maybe he's in line to run for governor.
Governor
of Georgia. No.
He's in New York.
But what they do in New York, though, is they send you out to the hinterlands to huckster the people. Remember?
Oh, you mean like Hillary?
Well, Hillary and Norm Coleman. Norm Coleman was originally a New York guy and moved into Minnesota. A lot of the South Dakota people that run are North Dakota. Same kind of thing.
Okay.
Now, another thing I think is, I love this little headline. DHL, NCR exit. UD and Wright-Patterson Air Force Base growing. Do you see anything here? These guys paid taxes.
Yeah.
See these guys?
These guys don't.
These guys are against the bottom line. You can put lipstick on the pig, but we're basically against the bottom line economy.
The Dayton Daily News still thinks that they're a Dayton company, even though most of their investment.
The Franklin County News.
Yes.
The Franklin
down
County.
in Franklin.
Now, I don't want to belittle. I do think the UD research, let's not be wrong, I think they're a world-class operation. They trumpeted that grant contract on, well, let me tell you, alternative fuels, great. To to figure out how the Air Force can continue to fuel its war machinery for continue to bomb other people. I don't think that's right.
Hey, there's spin-offs, you know.
Well,
we got Tang and ballpoint pens from NASA. There's going to be something here
from NASA, but really they trumpet that might be the possibility. But I don't think they sit around and trumpet. What were the spin-offs from all this Wright-Patterson talent?
Well,
I mean, are we selling,
here's the thing.
Bushnell binoculars?
No, there's a lot of spin-off from Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, and there's a lot of talent here. The problem is the Dayton Daily News wouldn't know how to find it if it hit them in the face. I've said for years they should publish a list of the local patents that have been awarded in the area. They can't seem to figure out how to do it. If I had more time and the site made some money, I'd probably start doing that because I think it's a great story.
Oh, I think there's a lot of great stories. I don't want to belittle it anything.
Yeah.
But I can't figure... I mean...
I don't think our politicians know what the right spin is on anything anymore. Because all they're happy about is they got more places to push their earmarks to.
Well, yeah, but you can't really follow the earmarks at Wright-Patterson. I mean, we can talk about that. I've talked about it some already.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean... It's unfortunate, but, this is kind of the things I want to... We can talk about Wilmington, too, eventually, because the 60 Minutes story was the most depressing story ever. And what did Turner get for him for an earmark? Oh, to upgrade the theater. Yes, it's a theater, all right.
Now, there's serious questions about, what are we doing to make people want to move to Ohio, and specifically to Dayton, Ohio? And I don't see any vision here.
Make is not the word. You should want to move here.
Yeah,
it's a great place.
You should want to move here, but if you listen to our leaders and you read our paper, you'd think that this is the ugly girl looking for a date at a dance, waving $100 bills to guys to take her out.
I wasn't at the laundromat the other day when that was happening.
Yeah.
Anyway, we probably talked enough today.
All right.
It's a beautiful day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.